Ty, you're 12 points back, trying to win the championship, just like your brother Austin did last year. And should you win that, by the way, you would break his record as the youngest series champion in history. Has there been any trash talking in your family?
I guess. All right, this button threw me off. But no, he's just pushing me to go and get the championship too. He wants to see me succeed, and it's been a great year for us, and we've been really consistent in these last few races. We've really taken ourselves out of being rookies and taken ourselves to championship contenders. We've been very fortunate in finishing where we have and what we've done. So we're going to keep battling, and this weekend's race is a great opportunity for us to win a race and hopefully win the championship. So we've been getting faster and faster every week. So our plan this weekend is to lead the most laps and win the race, and where the championship falls, and it'll hopefully come to us. But we're just going to do what we can do, and that's win races.
Timothy, like Ty, you have a little bit of ground to make up in the championship, but not much at all, just 11 points. But you've had something else in your life sort of to focus on. Your wife getting ready to deliver your first child in just over a month is the scheduled due date. Has that helped calm your nerves, because you're worrying about something entirely different as well?
That definitely puts a lot in perspective, for sure. She got cleared by the doctor to come this weekend. She couldn't come to Texas or Phoenix, and it's comforting for her to be with me on that plane this morning, headed down here in the position that we're in, and it has helped ease my mind. To think about being a parent first time. I mean, everybody goes through it that has a kid, and you want to be good at it. So it's take a little bit of the pressure coming down here, but also maybe add it a little bit because it'd be cool to welcome into the world as a championship dad.
Timothy, by the way, our veteran of this group at the ripe old age of 32, I just want to point out. So, James, you were up here, like I said, on this stage last year, trying to finish off what you started. Without giving away too much, I know you have a strategy for Friday night. If you could share maybe a little bit, or tell us what last year taught you, why you're a better driver now maybe than you were last year.
I think our whole team's just better than we were last year. From every aspect, and we gel together very well, and Michael Shelton and I have come a long way. Him on the pit box and me as a driver, and last year we were sitting on the stage with no wins, and this year we have 4 in the truck series. So I think we're in the position we need to be in. Looked like we were going to have a bigger point lead with 5 to go at Phoenix, but that wasn't in the cards for us, and we had a problem and blew right front tire. So I guess we just like to keep it interesting in the truck series. So we're still leading, so we're still where we want to be. We just have to go out on the track tomorrow and do what we know how to do and run up front. And we've won all 4 races on mile and a halfs this year, so plays into our cards pretty well. So I feel good about this weekend.
Okay, let's have some fun with these guys. To conduct our question and answer session with our Truck Series contenders, here's the Senior Director of Competition Communications for NASCAR, Kerry Tharp.
Thank you very much, Krista. It's great to see a full house here at the Media Center. Homestead Miami Speedway Championship weekend. We're going to get it started off right now. We're going to take a few questions for our NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Championship contenders. If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll come around with a wireless microphone. Please state your name and affiliation, and if you can, limit it to 1 question. We have 4 mic runners, if I can introduce them very quickly. Edward Williams from here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Lenny Santiago from the World Center of Racing at Daytona International Speedway. Betsy Mayer, our good friend up at Watkins Glen International. And our newest teammate, the communications manager of American Le Mans Series, Aaron Seacole, is here with us today. So raise your hand and we'll get started. Start right here with Mr. Reed. Go right ahead, and then we'll go over here to Fernando. Go ahead, Reed.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire Service. For all 3 of you guys, you've got 3 guys within 12 points of the lead right now. Unlike the other 2 series where you've got 1 guy leading and another 20 points back, does that make your approach to the race more complicated than it otherwise would be? I know, James, you've got a number that you've got to hit in order to shut them out, but are you guys watching each other pretty closely during the course of the evening?
I have a number that I have to hit to guarantee myself, but that's if they lead the most laps and win the race. we have to approach it the same way that the other guys do. They have a number as well. Theirs is just not as low of a number. So I don't know. Like I said, I guess we just like to keep it interesting. It could have been a 20-point spread, but 2 to go, we blew a tire. So
I look at it as all or nothing. We need to come in here and probably just like the other two, Austin and James, they want to lead the most laps and win the race and wherever. I'm sorry, I got Austin on my mind. Ty, lead the most laps and win the race. So we got a lot of real estate that all three of us got to cover. So from my position, I like being the guy chasing James. So it's going to be interesting.
Ty?
Well, my number's 1. We got to win the race, lead the most laps, and put the pressure on everybody else. And that's our main focus this weekend. And anything short of that's not going to be acceptable for us to win the championship, I don't think.
Very good. Fernando?
Thank you. Fernando Fiore from Univision. I live here in Miami. Welcome, guys. And Timothy, you seem a little nervous right now. And do you think that tonight you will be able to sleep thinking that you have to catch up with James, or in a month you won't sleep at all? So that will be different when you have a kid.
Believe it or not, I've got the best sleep this week that I have all week. I'm ready to get it going. I wish we were getting on track this afternoon, but you're right. I'm rested up now because next month about this time definitely won't get any sleep. So, as far as being nervous, I got a little bit there. Always have. My dad always told me that if he wasn't, then something was wrong. So, it's going to be good.
Who has the next question? Raise your hand. Let's go right here with Mike. Go ahead.
Mike Hembry from Speed.com. James, you have a little bit of breathing room, but you're in a situation where you can't be too careful, and you can't really overcharge things either. How do you sort of work a balance between not wrecking the car early but finishing high too?
The things that have happened to this year when we didn't finish in the top 5 or top 10 is mechanical problems or stuff out of our control. Blowing tires and having parts failures. So we have to approach it like any other race weekend. I think if we switch to defense, you get too worried about what these other two guys are doing, and you don't focus on your team and what you need to do on the racetrack. So we just got to stay focused on our team, run our race, just like we have every other week, and hope we have luck on our side to not have any failures, because when we haven't had failures, we've ran really well everywhere this season. So that's our plan.
Go ahead, Don.
Don Culver with Morris News Service. As a follow-up to that, James, and for all three of you, will you want to know where the other people are, or is that too much to think about during a race, to say, all right, where's Timothy, where's Ty, where's James, how do we stand? Is that too much to think about during a race?
I think that's switching to defense, for us. So, my team's aware of it because they have the screens right in front of them. But, if I don't see them out my windshield, I know they're behind me. So we just need to plan on running up front and running our race, like I said. So if I get too worried about what they're doing, we'll start making mistakes.
Who else has questions? Right here. Go ahead.
Dwight from RaceTake.com. As far as the Truck Series goes, the excitement that it seems to be generating over the last couple of years, could you talk a little bit about that, about fans, any of you or all of you, what the excitement of it means to you?
It's hard racing from the time the race starts with the green until the checkered. There's no time to ride or be cautious, and it's all out. From Daytona to Martinsville, there's literally bumper tag and door slamming, and I think that's what makes everything intriguing about the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And here we are in Homestead, and it's going to come down to the last lap of who wins this championship. So, everywhere we go, whether it's your hometown or Vegas to back East Coast, everybody's talking big buzz about the series. And you had a lot of teams, new teams come in this year, and you hear more coming next year. So it's pretty cool to see the way the series has grown.
Anybody else care to comment about that?
I think he hit it pretty good. The shorter races, you have less time to get it done, so you have to go out there and get it done. And the competition's so tight. Krista talked about it. 9 first-time winners, 15 different winners this season. That's a lot of teams that are capable of winning races, and we've had less races than the other series. So to be coming to Homestead with the closest points battle doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, the way the air moves around with these trucks, you can't get away from each other. So, everybody's packed in a tight pack, and then we're only allowed a certain amount of tires. So then there's a strategy game that's pulled into a giant pack of trucks that can put any good truck up front at any time and allow young drivers to get up front and show what they're made of. And I think that's why you see such a variety of winners and great finishes in the truck series. And I think it's the fastest growing series that we have right now, that people really sit down and watch the truck race because they know it's going to be an exciting race.
Let's go back in the back. Claire?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. With you guys being so young and so much on the line, and you seem so calm, do you have people that are giving you advice? Do you want advice? Do you have veteran drivers that you go to? Or do you just prefer to kind of go off on your own and kind of run your own race? How is it behind the scenes?
It's one of those deals where you get all the advice that you can stand, I guess. But then at the end of the day, when you show up, after this is all over with, it's game on, and you want to go off on your own and just think about it, and however the cards are dealt to you, that's what your hand is. But I guarantee you that Foreigner Head Game song is pretty popular this weekend.
For me, my wife gives me a lot of motivation. Everybody that I can think of tries to give me advice. I can't tell you the number of text messages I've gotten this week from people I haven't talked to in 6 months, and that doesn't help for sure. I mean, they're trying to help, but it doesn't. But there's a plan, and whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen, and it's just part of it. So we'll see how it plays out, and hopefully it plays out in my favor.
Everybody knows my family, so they like to talk. So I'm getting plenty of advice, and it's been great. And the best advice is just to go out and win races. That's the way to gain the most points in NASCAR, and that's the only thing I can look to do. And pressure's off of us, just go win races, and that's I've got it from my brother who won the championship last year, my dad, and my grandfather. Everybody at RCR has really been helpful. So we're just head down trying to win a race.